Hey everybody, it's Bruce back for part 2 of 3 of the series here on decision structures. So let's talk about two-way decisions, all right? Two-way decisions. So in the first part, you saw how when you were faced with a condition and that condition was true, then you could execute one or more statements. But in a two-way decision, right, if the condition is true, you can execute one or more statements. Or if it's false, you can execute one or more statements, all right? So what does this mean? Look on the right side of the slide, and it says in Python, if some condition is true, then execute these statements, else, colon, right? Execute these statements. So this gives us a way to do two things from one decision, right? If it's true, do this, else it's not true, do this, right? So, oops, I hit the wrong arrow there. So let's look at some examples. Python code, x equals 5, right? Simple variable assignment. If x is exactly equal to 5, print out, yes, x is equal to 5, right? Else, if it's not equal to 5, print out, nope, x is not equal to 5, right? So this gives us one more thing that we can do, which we didn't have before with a basic simple decision, right? So if it's not true, in this case, we can print out something else, right? And it's not just print, right? Just so you know, it's print. I'm using print here because you're new to this stuff, right? So in the next example, it says if x is equal to 42. Well, it says x equals 42. I keep making that mistake. And on the next line, it says if 42 is equal to 5, because x is equal to 42, right? So is 42 equal to 5? Well, no, it's not. So it goes down to the else, and it says print, no, x is not equal to 5, right? So you can see now how we can use a decision to go two ways. If it's true, print out, yes, it's x is equal to 5, and if it's false, no, x is not equal to 5, right? All right, so here's a few more examples. We have a variable called student that has the value of Tucker. It's a string. And we're saying if student is exactly equal to Tucker, which it is, right? Because Tucker equals Tucker, including the way it's cased, right? Capital T and the rest of the letters lowercase. And again, we're using the double equal, the check for equality. Print hello, Tucker. And if student is not equal to Tucker, it'll say you aren't Tucker, all right? So on the next example, we're assigning the string Tucker, lowercase t for Tucker, to the variable student, and then we're saying if student is exactly equal to Tucker with a capital T, then print out hello, Tucker, else print you aren't Tucker. So which way do you think it's going to go? Is it going to print out hello, Tucker, or print you aren't Tucker? Well, you're right. It's going to go to you aren't Tucker because of that lowercase t and that check for equality, right? That checks to make sure it's exactly equal to, and case matters, with the values of variables, strings, okay? Some more examples. Age equals 57. If age is exactly equal to 57, the age variable is 57, right? Else, the age variable is not 57, so it's going to print out the age variable is 57 since the value of the age variable is, in fact, 57. Next line, 57.0. It's a float now. It's a decimal. If age is exactly equal to 57, integer, right? Print out the age variable is 57. Else, print the age variable is not 57. Well, 57.0 is the same number as 57. So in that case, those two numbers are equal to one another. So it prints out the age variable is 57. On the next example, the last example on the slide, interconnection equals true. The Boolean value true, capital T, right? It's covered in this module. If interconnection, just like that, if true, if interconnection, right? Print, we have a connection. Else, no internet connection. So since true, if true, that's what you have to read that way. If interconnection, if true, print, we have a connection. So yeah, how about that? All right, well, let's look at a couple more. Interconnection now equals false with a capital F. It's a reserved word in Python, just like true. If interconnection, if false, print, we have a connection. Else, print, no internet connection. So the first portion of the if would print out if, in fact, it was true. But it's not, because we're saying if false, right? Print, we have a connection. Else, false, no internet connection. All right, you got that? It's a little tricky. All right, next example. And I suggest you try typing all of these in if I haven't mentioned it already. Temperature equals 43. If temperature not equal to 42, heck, that's true. Print the temperature is not 42, right? And that's what it's printing out, because that's true, right? 43 is not equal to 42, right? And on the last example, temperature equals 60. If 60 is greater than or equal to 60, print, you do not need a coat. And that's true. 60 is greater than or equal to 60. Yay, cool. Print, put on a coat, right? So it's only going to say put on a coat if the temperature is less than 60, right? Okay. So couple demos that I want to just show you. The first is, remember this one, write a program in Python that lets the person know that if the temperature is above 90, that the message, it's really hot out there. Remember this one, right? All right, so let's go back to Visual Studio Code and remember this one. So we can rewrite this one now by doing this. Else, brr. All right, yeah, that's it. So now we're saying, we're going to get a temperature from the person. And if it's greater than 90, it's going to print out it's really hot out there. Else, brr, it's cold out there, right? Let me just make sure. Be displayed. Also, we should let them know if the temperature is less than 30, right? Let's revisit this. Oh, this was the original one. Hold on one second. No, I'm wrong. Write a program in Python that lets the person know that if the temperature is above 90, that the message, it's really hot out there, be careful, be displayed. Also, we should let them know if the temperature is less than 30, that the message brr be displayed. So with a two-way decision, right, what we need to do now is something like, to do it as a two-way decision, we can't just do it like this. I knew I was doing something wrong here. But we only want to display this, right, if the temperature is less than 30, right? So the way that this was written, right, is I can do this. And we're going to learn how to do this better, just so you know. If the temperature, right, is less than 30, right, then we want to do this. Okay. Now again, there's much better ways to do this, but let me just try it for you. So we'll do 25, and brr, it's cold out there. Let's run it again. Whoops, we don't want to see that. Run that. Enter 91. It's really hot out there, right? So you can see here, again, if this condition is true, if it's 91 or 92 or 100 or 200, it's really hot. Else, then we're going to run the code that's here. And again, there are better ways to do this, all right? So you see how this works? You see how we're using Python to make decisions for us, and if those decisions are true, we're going to change the direction, whether it executes this or whether it executes this. Again, my code I could write it a lot better here, but I just wanted to show you how I could use a two-way decision to do something like this. Actually, and let me just show you, actually the multi-way decision is where I'll show you that, and that'll be in the part 3 of this video. All right. Thanks for watching, and make sure you watched part 1 and watch part 3 after this video. Take care.